We're live here today in Limassol at the Tesoro Stadium for a great evening of rugby. Cyprus versus Malta. Carly, how do you think the conditions are looking for today's game?
Wow, Barry, what a day. I mean, it's a beautiful day out, Easter weekend, and there's nothing better I can imagine to be doing right now than watching some great rugby being played on the island.
Yeah, exactly. 100% agree with you there. There's not too much wind. Uh, sunny skies as per usual here in Cyprus. And yeah, no, it's looking like a really, really good day of rugby. We saw the teams out training earlier on. Looks like two big forward packs, so it's going to be a good game.
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, it's not just for the game itself. I mean, I think it's for the whole Cypriot rugby movement as a whole. It's so exciting to be here in such a massive stadium with so many fans, and it's just really good day.
Yeah, and here we have the Cyprus lineup on the TV screen in front of us. So we have George Cosma starting at loosehead prop, Pantelis Stylianou in at hooker, number 2, Michalis Christaki, number 3, Billy Cosma, the captain, in on the second row, Stefan Yarrow, number 5, Ollie Yarrow, number 6, Marko Melandovic, number 7, Alexander Yayoryu is number 8 today, Alexander Pantekis is number 9 in scrum half, Christian Yayoryu is number 10 out half, we have Kai Phillips wearing the number 14 shirt today, Dominic Yayoryu in at inside centre, number 12, Ben Yarrow outside centre, number 13, Hadi Fayaz is number 11 today, and Alexander Thomas is starting at number 15 in the full-back position.
And a great bench as well. I mean, a couple of guys, and I just personally want to shout out Devon, the Limassol Crusaders captain, for his first appearance and the first cap on the Cyprus national rugby team. Huge shout out to him. And now we see on the screen the Malta team with Carlos Piteri, Collins, and Celia in the front row. Davy, who is the captain for this game for the Malta team. Perkins, Apsi, Mifsud, and Greaves that make up the rest of the boys in the backs. And then the two holloways in scrum off and fly off. Dalton, Dudman, Gat, Zamet. Unfortunately, not the Wales one. Not sure what the relation is
No, I
to the
think he's
Welsh.
he's a bit busy over in the NFL at the minute.
And final Singleton in fullback. And the full 23-man squad with the boys on the bench.
Yeah, you mentioned the full 23-man squad, Carly. It's good to note that Cyprus are currently only have 22 players for today's game, with 3 debutants on the bench. We have Yanis Boymas, Thomas Buckland, and Devin van der Merwe, who you mentioned. A homeboy here, plays his rugby here in Limassol with the Crusaders.
And how exciting for him. I mean, personally, with him, both of us commentators here, we're part of the same club and we play here in Limassol. And we're just so excited for him to be finally making his debut. Very well deserved. Just a great player, and we're hopefully expecting him to come off the bench.
So here we have the history in numbers. So these are the last 6 games between Malta and Cyprus, and you can see there, Malta have dominated. They've won 5 out of the last 6 games, with Cyprus's only win coming back in 2019 with an 18-16 win away to Malta. Look, most of those games are very close. You see the last game there back in November, 22-17 to Malta. That's a cracking scoreline.
And I'm sure the boys are looking to bounce back. I mean, especially on this weekend, as we mentioned before, Easter weekend here in Cyprus. I'm sure a lot of the families will be here watching the game and in front of a pretty big number of fans. I mean, I'm impressed for the show out for this game, considering that rugby is not really the national sport here. But to see the fans coming, and shout out especially to the Malta ones to be making the trip down here.
Yeah, I was surprised by the amount of away fans that we saw. There's a good crew of them there, probably about 20 or 30 or so. For today's game, there was over 450 tickets sold. So, look, it's great for the sport of rugby here on the island, especially seeing as the first international game was played back in 2007. So it's still a relatively young sport here in Cyprus.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very well known. I also want to take the opportunity to wish a happy Easter to all the viewers out there. And yeah, I just hope that we can use this nice weekend during the holidays and with a great day out there to hopefully show a great rugby game to everybody who's watching.
Yeah, and happy Easter as well to all the sponsors as well. This days like today wouldn't be possible without them. You know, fxcareer.eu, BlackRock's marketing, physique, you know, the keg and barrel over in Paphos. I know that there was a number of buses coming from Paphos to the stadium today, the Mighty Mouflon Express. And on the screen there, we have the rest of the sponsors, Teresa, the Legal Opinions. You know, like, again, massive thanks and massive shout out to them.
You shut it. I mean, it wouldn't be possible to be here in such a big venue that's really well deserving for the Cyprus boys. I mean, it's what they're deserved of and what we want to see in Cyprus to be here in such a nice venue, and just very, very excited to see what's coming up in the next 80 minutes.
Yeah, the venue as well, like it's absolutely massive. When you think about the last game that Cyprus played here at home against Bulgaria, it was a small training ground. Here you can hear the crowd in the background. Like, this is a great day for Cyprus rugby, and I hope they, you know, really put a show on it for us today.
And here they are walking onto the pitch. We're very, very excited, and sure the nerves are coming on, and we have a few boys making debuts around here.
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier there the three debutants on the bench: Yanni Abimas, Thomas Buckland, and Devin van der Merwe. You know, we see Billy Cosma leading the Cyprus team out there, and also with Mark Davey. 2 second rows as the captains, so it's going to be a battle of the forwards, I think, today. Billy's brother George in behind him there, so you know there's a couple of brother pairings here in both sets of teams.
I mean, and how exciting is that? I mean, I can think of nothing better than playing, not only representing your national team, but also having your brother out there to do that with you. It must be so much fun for them, and I can only imagine how proud the families are. And again, I mean, to be here watching their sons play on Easter weekend, it must just be incredible.
Yeah, like, you know, you think of big rugby brothers, you think of the Barretts, you think of the Carneys. You know, forget about them, mate. We're here for the Cosmas. You know, Billy and George Cosma on the Cypriot team. We have the Yarrow brothers, Ben and Ollie, who played our rugby over for Stirling County Rugby Football Club in Scotland. And we're going to stop now for the anthems. Two really powerful national anthems there, and you could see how much it meant to the new boys. Devin at the end, you know, Yanni and Thomas, really meant a lot to them. So here we go. Hopefully we get a cracking game of rugby.
And the excitement from the crowd. I mean, to be sitting here in the booth and just be able to hear the fans that showed up and showed out for this game, it's just really good for just the whole Cyprus rugby movement. I mean, we saw the championship this year, a very tough and well fought battle, with the Crusader getting one of the best results so far, and we can hope they can just follow with the Cyprus team, with some of the new boys coming in, and a very young team for them. I mean, we heard that the average age is very young, and an exciting movement that's coming up.
Yeah, the average age of the team is around 23 years old, which is, you know, it's crazy. Remember when I was 23 years old, definitely wasn't playing international rugby anyway.
And here we go, the kickoff. Good reception for the Cyprus team, and here we go.
Let's go. They're going to just try and build the phases early on here and work away and try get an exit here.
I mean, a good start. You never know with the kickoff. I mean, Malta, I'm sure they're going to put a lot of pressure on right away. And we see a box kick from the scrum half and a good chase for the ball. And Malta comes away with it, but
Penalty to Cyprus there
penalty
for
to
offside.
Cyprus.
So it looked like the ball was knocked on by the Malta player, and then the person ahead of him regathered possession. So
It's a
it's
great start for Cyprus. I mean, they're looking for a line out, get some advantage, and keep putting pressure on Malta and show that they're here to win this game.
yeah, exactly. Like, look, the first 5-10 minutes of this match is going to be crucial. You know, they're two big teams, two juggernauts of the Mediterranean. You know, the battle of the goats, some might say, with Cyprus's nickname being the Mighty Mouflons, and then Malta being known as the Rams. So, you know, it's two goats out there doing battle. So
And
hopefully
set
they'll
pieces
deliver.
will be crucial for this. It'll be interesting to see the first line out, and Cyprus comes away with it clean, and they can build off of that.
Yeah, nice ball up off the top there, straight into Billy Cosmo, who takes it in, the captain, leading by example from the front. And they're just building those phases, going to keep going, they're in a nice position here in the pitch, just inside the 10 metre of the Malta half. Playing it out to the backs, and then there's big George Cosmo, just trucking it up, doing what all good front rows do.
And as you said, I mean, we'll think this is a forwards game. We saw some of the big boys out here, so building the phases, securing the rocks, and just, building some good, clean rugby and getting the ball clear for the scrum off and the backs to then set up eventually their plays will be crucial in this game.
Yeah, like, look, really, really good defense there, you can see from Malta.
And another penalty for Cyprus.
There we go, commentator's curse, just as I was singing their praises. They go ahead and commit an
So the
infringement
time is
there.
off, and we're looking to.
So so time's still going there, and Cyprus go to the corner. Good kick there. So let's see what they do off the set piece.
And already in the 22, I mean, it's only been 22 minutes, and we see Cyprus putting a lot of pressure on this Maltese team, and it seems like so far they got their attack working quite well.
Yeah, these first 5 minutes, like I said, are going to be crucial. The forwards are going to want to put, a marker down and say, we're here to play. Right, scrappy ball off the top, and Malta come away with it. The big number 3, Joshua Cilia. Good run from him. It brings Malta up just to outside the Cyprus half.
And now it's back on Malta to being able to put the pressure and build something off of their attack.
Quick hands,
Great
great
tackle,
there by number
great
13.
challenge.
Good ruck ball, getting clean ball for that scrum half, which is crucial to keep the momentum and phases going. Lovely chop tackle there by the number 6. 5, apologies. Ooh,
And
Malta look
great-
to try and boot the ball there.
Great stuff
block
from Cyprus.
there. No,
Very
that's what
happy
you
to see
wanna
the boys. I mean, that's what we were expecting. I mean, we're really expecting the boys to come here and show out. As you mentioned before, they lost a couple of games against Malta, so I'm sure that this really feels a lot more. And great to see that they're putting up the pressure. But we see one of the players on the ground.
Yeah, number 1, big George Cosmas down there. Looks to be an ankle injury. Hopefully he's just catching his breath. You don't want to see a player like that go so early. Yeah, so the time's going to be stopped there for the substitution, or for the break and play here for the injury. So the clock will be stopped.
But great stuff from Cyprus. I mean, I'm very impressed in the way that they showed up here, and they're really putting on the pressure on the Maltese, and also curious to see what they will do from here.
Yeah, no, look, really, really good start. Again, Malta go to boot the ball there, and you can see how quickly Cyprus are up off the line. They're really going to try and put the pressure in on Robert Holloway, and going to really try and make him make mistakes. Malta come in here the favourites. It's their game to lose, and look, that's great to see big George Cosmo back up and ready to go at it.
And first scrum of the game. I mean, you as a hooker. I mean, do you have any comments on how important the big first scrum is?
Yeah, so the clock's just started again, so the clock's going to keep ticking on there. And again, look, first scrum of the game. It's a mind game more so than anything. You want to let them know, like, look, we're here to play and we mean business. Again, you see these are 8 players, but by God, do they weigh a ton. It's like 2 Mini Coopers going at each other. And it's early
Cyprus comes
engagement
away
there.
with it clean. It's beautiful. See, and a cheeky kick down to put even extra pressure.
Yeah, really good recovery there by Louis Singleton.
And the clearance kick unfortunately won't be out, so Cyprus gets the opportunity to rebuild and get their attack going from here.
Yeah, you want to see Cyprus having that good counter-attacking.
Oi,
football there.
what a chase. I mean, Malta comes away with it, and the pressure from Cyprus
Oh,
to get
what
the
a
ball
turnover.
back.
What a turnover by Cyprus Rugby there, you know.
And
No,
it's just great play, great intensity from Cyprus. They really came here to play, and you can see it.
Yeah, we talked about putting a marker down there early, and that chip and chase, you know, he was all the ball there. He took the man completely out of it, but you know, it was a completely fair contest. A lovely step by the number 11, Hadi Fayaz there.
Just beautiful play so far from Cyprus. They look very. They came here to really make a statement in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Yeah, you know, they're looking really, really comfortable, and it's going to be a penalty there to Cyprus, so it'll be interesting to see. So,
what would you do here, Barry, if you were in Cyprus' shoes? Go for the points, or just
Look,
keep putting the pressure in and go for the line out?
you saw how close those last couple of games were. 22-17 the last game. Personally, I'd go for the post. I'd keep the scoreboard ticking
But
over.
seems like Cyprus is ignoring you.
No, Cyprus, look. Hey, that's why they're the professionals. I'm up here in the commentary booth with you, Carly. But look, they go to the corner. You know, I presume they're going to try and maul this over. You have big George Kozma, you know, Marko Melandovic there. You really want to see a good rumble here.
And this is crucial for them to have a clean line out. They did very well in the first one, a little bit more scrappy in the second one, and now here on the 5 meters, it's very important for them to put pressure on it.
That's it. They're going for a shortened line out and they're peeling the ball off the back. Lovely
That
little
is
play
beautiful play.
there. You know, the number 2, Pantelis Stiliano.
Here they're going to 5, and here it's crucial to be just patient and take the time that they need to set up their replaying.
That's it. You said it. It's all about patience here. You know, you want to build the phases. You want to get the defense to make the mistake. You know, you keep the ball in hand, and you know, again,
Oi,
they
what?
don't want to do that. But ooh,
Oi, what a kick.
You know, they
Was
go-
it advantage before? Or
yeah,
was it straight
penalty
out?
advantage. So it was a free play there. I was thinking, you know, it was a bit of a risky one.
Yeah, I
straight
mean-
into 22 to go and play a little cross kick like that over to the youngster Kai Phillips, but. Look, we'll see again. You know, I presume they're going to go to the corner. They're going to try maybe do a line out maul, or they might go again and do a short
I'm
man.
loving this so far. I mean, they're really showing they're not here to just wait it out, but they're here to play, and they really want to win this game. You can see it from the first couple of minutes, how much pressure they're putting on the Maltese defense.
Yeah, it's really, really, really good.
And a
So-
tap and go this time.
Oof, what a collision. That's going to leave a bruise in the morning.
And here they go again, they're supping on another pod, and they keep pushing, still stay on the 5 meter line, and
Oh.
out to the backs, and great defense for the Maltese.
Yeah, really good cover, you know. I thought that they overshot it there, but now look, really good cover defense there. And look, again, look, just build the phases here, you know. They're in no rush. The 7 minutes gone. Cyprus have all the territory and all the possession in this game. You know, they'd want to come away with something here.
Of course, I mean, it would be crucial for them to start this game off 7 minutes in, get some points on the board, just to be a little bit more relaxed. I mean, I'm sure they have, having lost the last game and this being one of the very few last games they will play as a national team, I'm sure there's some
Yeah, there's some, you know, there's going to be some passion there.
passion, some not being scared, but I mean,
Yeah, and look, they're looking to switch it out the back.
the nerves
Big
will
boys
definitely be
go
kicking
left.
in by now.
Lovely ball out the back, little gooser. Oh, lovely lads. This is what you want to see, you know. A great defense by Malta there. You know, I talk about patience, but patience works for both sides of the ball. You know, I say patience in attack, but also patience in defense.
Yeah, they
You
just
gotta
spent
know-
2 minutes on the 5 meter line.
Yeah.
Just being no penalties considered, only one which they came out with a tap and go, and now they have the opportunity to go back up on the field and just relieve some of the pressure that Cyprus was putting on them.
Yeah, you know, it's all about the psychological aspect there as well. You know, Malta are going to want to keep that door shut. You know, like I said, Cyprus have had all the territory, all the possession in the first 8 minutes or so here. For Malta just shut them down there and to come away with a good clearing kick.
And
they'll
first
line
ladder
it
from
off the
Malta
top.
looks good.
They're doing a
And back
crash
on play
ball
they
up
go.
now.
Be curious to see Malta setting up a few phases and just see what they can do, and also just prove to themselves that they're in this game and they can keep some of the possession for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, you want to build these phases. You want to get comfortable and, you know, play your way into the game, really. Really good tackle there on the wing. We're going to come back for the penalty here. So we'll see. What not rolling away is what the penalty infringement is for.
And we mentioned it, I mean, this is one of the games that we're expecting to be very physical, and just discipline would be such a crucial aspect of the game in terms of both teams not conceding too many penalties and being able to just play a safe rugby that's gonna help them out to just build their play and do what they know that they can.
Yeah, like cracking kick there, so it brings play just up to the outside of the Cyprus 22, and we're gonna have a line out to Malta.
And now pressure on the Cyprus defense. I mean, I'll be very curious to see. Most of these boys play abroad, and it'll be curious to see how they can stick together.
Oh,
And
what
a
a
great challenge!
What a hit! You know, you talk about the Cyprus defense there, and the boys are, look, there's a few handbags being thrown, the big number 4 there for Malta. But look, it's all just kisses and hugs at the end of the day, isn't it?
And it's great to see. I mean, I was just talking about it, and to be honest, didn't expect it to go that well. I'm very happy for the Cyprus boy. Just a great defense and great challenge to just gain possession back and force the knock on from the Maltese.
Yeah, you know, usually you talk about the commentator's curse, but, you know, that seemed to be, you know, commentator's
That's just
benefit,
because
if
I'm
you will.
Italian. I think it's the Irish that bring the bad luck.
Ah, the look of the Irish, mate. No?
Not so far, at least. We'll
Yeah,
be
not
curious
so
to
far.
see. We have 70 more minutes to go. We'll see how that goes.
Eventually I'll get one call right anyway, Carly.
And another scrum for Cyprus, and they come away with it clean. Number 8 picking it up.
Good scrum. Lovely hands
There's
here,
some
Mike
space
Dewitt.
on the wing.
Lovely
It
ball.
cuts back inside.
Okay, Cyprus is still going here. Malta going to try and hold it up. Penalty.
Bring it down. Another penalty to Cyprus. I mean, Maltese not so disciplined. We talked about the importance of it, and so far Cyprus being able to get away with a few penalties, and we see if they can capitalize off of it this time.
Yeah, so the penalty there was for not releasing. So the Malta 13 was still on the ground. Number 13, Josh Gatt, that was, who tackled. And we're going to stop the clock there because there's a couple of players down injured.
And I mean, it's exactly what we talked about. The physical game, you're expecting a few hits to be made, and luckily seems that everything is fine. He's walking back to his spot, and it's good to see that it's nothing serious, just the classic hit. It'll be a pain tomorrow, but I'm sure it's good to go for a few more minutes in this
Yeah,
game.
exactly, and the clock's back on now, and Cyprus kicked to the corner.
And
Maybe
this is
he would have liked to
very
get a bit
interesting.
more than what he would have liked there, so just play outside the 22 there for Malta.
I mean, I'm very interested to see where Cyprus is going with this. I mean, they're definitely on the front foot in terms of attack. There's a few instances that we could have gone for points. And now we're back on play, and another line out lost.
Yeah, completely missed opportunity there from Cyprus. Malta kind of look like, you know, they're not too sure what to do, and if in doubt, you just truck it up, keep the ball in hand, keep it in the bread basket, and you know, work on an exit plan here.
Let's change it here. I mean, Cyprus already lost on a few opportunities to go for posts and get some points on the board, but it seems like their game plan is to just put as much pressure as possible from what it looks like at this stage.
Yeah, you know, they're looking to go to the corner, and we have a scrum down here now for a knock on by Cyprus, so it's going to be a Malta ball inside their own 22. But yeah, like you said, Carly, you know, they have the big boys in the pack, they're going to want to use them. So, you know, they're going for the corner, they're going to try. They just need to get that set piece a lot cleaner. That's it. Sort the set piece
That's
out.
it.
it'll
And we
be good to
mentioned
go
that
forward.
upon discipline as well, the set pieces would be a huge part of it. Scrums and lineouts and would be a huge part of it. And we see the Maltese actually advancing here.
Yeah, really good scrum there. They've gone down the blind side, decided to clear the line, smart decision, and the ball.
But
unfortunately-
another time, this is the second time that they kick it out and they don't reach the line out.
Yeah, the young lad Kai Phillips now, he's going for it. Nice offload back to the number 8, Alexander Yayoryu. But yeah, you talk about it, you know, it just gives Cyprus that opportunity to go on the counter attack. And we know what this Cypriot back three are like. Them boys can run, and you know, you give them an inch, they'll take a yard.
And especially with what we mentioned before of them being a very young team.
Yeah.
Well,
What
a
what
great
lovely
play.
step
Space on
in.
the wing now. He's taking all of it.
The Mighty Mouflons march down the wing there.
Good
Let's
clears of the
see.
ball and great support from the
Penalty
Cyprus side. And
advantage.
another penalty.
Again, you kind of have to question, you know, is he going to go to the pocket here? You know, you want to see the captain, number 4, Billy Cosma, step up and ask these questions of the referee. How many times have Cyprus been under the attack and Malta have given away, you know, cynical, I'd argue, penalties?
And I'd be very curious now to see what they'll do. I mean, if it was completely up to me, I would probably go for points since the last times it didn't work out. But it seems to me that no,
They're going
They're
for the
go-
corner again.
they're going for the corner again.
You know, the Mighty Mouflons, you know, have they learnt their lesson? You know, should they have gone to the corner? We're going to see now. And kick it dead. That's too far. It's going to be a scrum or a 22 dropout. Malta are going to decide. They've decided to opt for the scrum here, so it's a Malta ball. Again, another opportunity wasted, Carly.
It is strange, and I mean, I wouldn't expect it from such good players as Cyprus to have a kick that ends up being like that, but it's another opportunity, and this is the third, if I'm not mistaken, where they could have put points on the board. I'm curious to see if the fourth time that will change anything.
Yeah, you want to think about that. Now, we talked about the youngsters on the Cypriot team. There's also a few youngsters over on the Malta team as well. We have, Brendan Dalton, only 26 years old. Jethro Zamet, he's only 22 years of age. He's an absolute youngster, rising star, one to watch on the European rugby scene. We've Josh Gatt as well, the centre. That 13-14 pairing, I'd say we're going to see them for years to come. Josh Gatt, 23 years of age, and as I mentioned, Jethro Zamet, 22 years of age. And
that would be a penalty for Malta.
Yeah, we're going back to it.
It is very interesting what you said. I mean, we mentioned that the last couple of games they were on Malta's side, but there's definitely one thing to consider, that the Cyprus boys are very, very young. I mean, 23 years old as an average age is very impressive, and I'm sure a lot of these boys will be here for time to come, and it's great to see them just put on so far in this first 50 minutes such a good game with, I mean, way less experience that the Malta boys have. We mentioned that Big George.
Yeah, Big George unfortunately is missing today. Thoughts about him. Hopefully he gets back and we'll see him back on the pitch soon.
Most capped player in Cyprus history. I mean, that's a big loss in terms of experience for these boys on the pitch today.
That's it. Over 50 caps for your country. It's not something to be laughed about. So he's obviously going to be massive. And going for a big bosh there, number 5, George Perkins, I believe. He plays his rugby over in Warsaw, over in England. Most of the boys seem to do that. They mostly seem to be playing their rugby over in England and Scotland. Penalty
And
to Malta.
here it is, the discipline we were talking about. I mean, getting offside, hitting when it's not the time.
Yeah.
This is not what Cyprus rugby wants to see right now.
No, not at all. Especially, Malta, there's been plenty of let-offs for them with, inaccurate throwing on the Cypriot line-out, and also just some basic errors. But now you see Malta also have a similar game plan. They're going to go to the corner. They're going to go and let the big boys do the work,
That was a little bit further off than what we were looking at before. I don't know if we have it a halfway kick all the way down to the post.
Yeah, look, I don't know, Carla, you might not have the legs, but I certainly do.
It'd be interesting. Now another opportunity for Malta to kind of relieve some of the pressure they've been facing in this first 15 minutes of game, and the opportunity here for Cyprus to show out the lineup and show that they're actually better than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, this is kind of the first test for Cyprus here. So we're going to see how it goes.
But a big advancing ball.
Rolling. Cyprus are pushing towards the sideline there. And a good push back, playing it off the 9, crash ball. I love a crash ball, Carla, don't you?
I love it. If it was up to me, I would only have you boys work it out. No balls to the backs.
That's a typical scrum half, in case anyone didn't notice. And we have another penalty here to Malta.
And it'll be very interesting. It seems like they're also going for a line out.
Yeah, they're going to play.
Seems like nobody's interested in points this time around. Just physicality.
It is. It's pure physicality, and you're going to wonder now with the heat out there. Well, it must be 28, 30 degrees here today.
Oof.
You're going to wonder when the fatigue will set in. So that penalty there was for hands in the ruck. So Malta decided to kick for the corner here.
And it is very interesting. I mean, a lot of opportunities to go for the points and just, have that relief that you have some points on the board and just play with a little bit more of ease. And here they go again, and a good line out.
A big stretch there. And they crash it up again, Probably not the clean ball they were hoping to get from
If
the
only
line
our
out,
second row would be able to do something like that.
Hey, it'd be nice if our second row was over 6 foot, but, beggars can't be choosers, hey?
And here goes Malta. A lot of pressure now, and the opportunity within the 5 meter to set up some phases and shot to attack, and it's a try for Malta.
Yeah, 5 points to Malta. And the conversion to come. Look, that's the kind of attacking rugby you want. Clinical, let the forwards do the work. You're 5 meters out. You just keep hitting it up, and eventually someone's going to crack,
And you wonder, I mean, the Cyprus national team, they for sure will be thinking about those points that they left on the board up there. The clock will be off until the conversion is made, and it seems like it got there fairly quick. But it is interesting that right now it could be a much closer game, and Cyprus could still be on top if they chose to go for the points instead of trying to build something out there.
Yeah, look, after 20 minutes, to be honest, the Cypriots, I'd imagine they're going to be quite disappointed. They had the bulk of the possession, bulk of the territory as well. You saw 2-3 cheap penalties to give away, and now they're down.
And
7
conversion
points.
is good.
So that's 2 additional points for the conversion to Malta. So 7 points to 0 in Malta's favour.
And I'm sure the Cyprus boys now will be looking to put the pressure right back and pick up where they left off. And how crucial are kickoffs here? I mean, be able to put some pressure and have people chasing it.
So it's 7 points to Malta. Cyprus still have 0 points. Yeah, like you said, the kickoff, what goes up, it must come down. And you want to see a Cypriot player at the end of that.
And it seems like there's good pressure on this, but straight out.
Straight out. Again, schoolboy errors here. You think of the quality of the players out on that pitch, Carly. And small mistakes like that, it's going to turn the tide of the game. And the Malta away fans, you can hear them there. Great travelling support. You'd want to see the home fans, get a bit of a cheer on for the Mighty Mouflons.
This is very impressive, especially considering, as we mentioned before, rugby is not the national sport of Cyprus. And to have such a big crowd and hearing it here and have so many away fans here is just beautiful for rugby.
Look, I suppose it's kind of a credit to the local teams here in Cyprus and all the effort that they're putting in. You have the Paphos Tigers, the Limassol Crusaders, you have the teams up in Nicosia, a couple of teams in Larnaca, and the Army boys also stationed here. It really adds to the game here and gets the locals involved.
Yeah, and it's beautiful to see, and good break, but unfortunately that will be a knock-on.
And we're going to go back here for the penalty. So penalty off that scrum.
And again, we discussed it, how important is discipline.
Yeah, look, the handbags there, you can see, Carla. Again, look, it's all pushing and shoving, and that's the problem in international rugby nowadays, it's all pushing and shoving. No one really gets involved, you want to get stuck in there, bring it back to the good old days,
This is classic hooker talk. Me as a scrum off, I would never even... Yeah. I would probably start the fight and back away and let some of the bigger boys handle it.
Yeah, yeah, of course, come on now.
And here we go, another opportunity for Malta to go for a line out and just put some pressure on Cyprus again. And it'll be interesting to see how the Cyprus defense goes this time around. Not great defense, if I have to be honest, on the last attempt. We saw a much more disciplined Malta team when they had the pressure on in their 5 meters.
Yeah. Lovely kick there by the Malta team. Just, about halfway inside the 22 there. So I presume we're going to go and look, and I presume Malta are going to try and maul this again. If I was Cyprus, I'd want to try get in early, get the sack. It doesn't look like they're putting any lifters up.
This is not the first time they did that. In the previous lineups as well, they just let them play it out and didn't compete on the ball.
That's it. They're going to stay grounded and attack. And look, it worked out in the end here. Look, the line out worked out well, but unfortunately for Malta, it was a knock on. So we're going to have a scrum down. And again...
And what an important scrum in this side of the pitch.
Yeah, you're
for Cyprus to be able to get the ball back. And
yeah, 7 points down, you have a scrum inside your 22. You'd want to pick and go from the 8 maybe here, or the number 12 to crash it up, get a nice clear out and then get set up and have a good clearance and a good exit strategy. The last thing you want now is to be...
The ball comes out, number 8 picks it up.
And they're going down the blind side.
Classic crop of action to let somebody else take the hit.
Hey, look, that's, they wouldn't let anyone else kick it. Malta contesting that the ball's
Here goes
out.
the Caterpillar and a box kick. And we'd love to see some pressure in it.
Yeah, and it's good pressure, but,
the other number 9 comes away with it.
Didn't really get enough distance there. There probably should have been a better chase by Cyprus, but Malta have the ball here and they're going to attack now, and they're going to want to try and put some more points on the boards here, having such a great field position. Out to the backs, Carly, that's your specialty here.
No.
A lovely inside ball, great line by the Malta number 14, lovely clear out there. And let's go, the big man takes it up.
Good challenge there.
And again, Malta having really nice, successful quick work ball. And
what a tackle! Somebody call a doctor.
Good night, Irene. Oh, and what a turnover by Cyprus Rugby
That
there.
is just great. That's more of your specialty, Barry. If you can tell us a little bit of how important those challenges and those clearances are in the ruck.
Mate, that changes the complete tide in the game.
And a
then
beautiful
knock on.
kick.
Cyprus Rugby are marching forward. Mighty Mouflon magic right here, folks.
This is some beautiful rugby we've been playing, and that's exactly what we want to see from them. I mean, I don't know about you, but I have very expectations on these boys, and to see them put so much pressure and force a knock on, some great challenges, and then get the ball back
Yeah,
all the way on the other side of the pitch after being defending for so long. It's just beautiful to see.
Yeah, like look, you talk about that hit, you bring it back to that. That really sets a precedent and gets the rest of the forwards up and pumping. Great tackle, and that it knocks the Malta defence. The attack backwards, apologies, and it brings that Cypriot defence going forwards. Makes it so much easier to ruck out, clear out the ball, and then, as we saw there, create a turnover. Again, lovely kick by the Cypriot team and the young lad Kai Phillips, putting some great pressure on, resulting in a knock on and a scrum to Cyprus.
It's just so exciting to think some of these boys are so young. We have a few players born in 2000 and 2001. So to think of the rugby movement here in Cyprus and to think what these boys can achieve when they get some caps and some more experience is just so exciting.
Yeah, no, exactly. I 100% agree with you here. And it just is like, look, again, it's a testament to the sport and it's a testament to what the local teams are doing here. And what a hit, now. And turnover
that's
there
some
to Malta.
great defense from the Malta boys.
Yeah, what a great defense. The ball goes loose and there's a late hit coming into the ruck there. You can see tempers are starting to flare up a little, There's a bit of pushing and shoving and a little
It's
laughter.
also classic Mediterranean. I mean, the emotions will always be running up high, and it's exactly what I expect to see from such a big game.
And there we go. It's a penalty to Malta, not releasing. The clock is stopped now, so the clock is going to be stopped now. And there's an injury, it looks like, on the pitch. Can you see what number that is, Carly? I can't.
Unfortunately not, but I mean, some of these boys, we talked about the physicality of this game, and we see some of the few boys taking fairly big hits. Luckily, so far, they've been able to just go back on their feet and keep playing. Hopefully, this will be the same case for the Cyprus player that's on the ground right now.
Yeah, look, it's you talk about the boys shipping big hits. It's a good thing that YESI, the national healthcare system here, is so good because I'd imagine they're going to be using that in the morning.
And shout out to some of the sirens here. I mean, the female rugby team in Cyprus, most of them being part of the medicine and the medical students out here. I'm sure they'll see a visit from some of these boys in the next couple of days.
Yeah, look, like you mentioned, the Limassol Sirens, there's a few fans here. And shout out to those girls, a lot of them medical students. So yeah, the future of Cypriot medicine is in good hands, I think.
And here they go with another kick, not too far from the spot, didn't gain too much advantage, but they have the opportunity to go back on their attack after a couple of phases where they were defending.
Yeah, so just inside the 10-metre line there, attacking line out to Malta. They've elected to go for a 4-man line out with the 9 thrown in, it looks like.
That is interesting.
Choice.
I would never be able to do that, Barry.
No, and it works. Apologies, that's not 9, that's the 2. The font on the jersey, confusing the commentators.
I was very confused because, I mean, I think a 9 throwing it in, that would be a very bold move. That's not really part of our package on skills.
No. And especially it doesn't help because you can only count to 5.
That's why it was only a 4-man lineup, Barry.
Look, great attacking play. There's a nice set piece here in the middle. Cyprus try and rush up, but unfortunately a few missed tackles. Malta are away. Great hands by the Maltese. Knock on.
Quite can't make it.
It's that last pass, but great attacking rugby from Malta here. So we're going to have a scrum down to Cyprus. Again, really important scrum just inside the Cypriot 22.
But I must say, very impressive on the Maltese. I mean, great hands, great break, great support on them. Also, shout out to the Cyprus defense, but this Malta attack has been really impressing me in this first half of the game.
Yeah, really good. Like youngsters like Josh Gatt and Jetro Zamet, they're starting to really shine here. So the clock is stopped. So we're going down. There's an injured Maltese player.
He seems like he's fine.
Number 3 is back up. Josh Cilia, that is. 27 minutes as a front row myself in this kind of heat. It's tough out there. You're going to wonder when the fatigue is going to start to, really kick in. And, are the head coaches going to look to the bench? Will there be some tactical substitutions?
Mr. Devon, maybe?
Devin van der Merwe, you think of iconic tens of the past couple of years. You've Johnny Sexton, Sidney Sweeney, but for me it's Devin van der Merwe. He's a great 10.
And what a player! I mean, being able to play 9 for so many years in the Crusaders, and then switching over to 10 and being able to play such huge performances. I mean, this year with him playing 10, the Limassol team has beat Paphos twice in the first time in history, which is just great to see and just shows you how good of a player he is. And hopefully we'll be see some of his playing in this game.
Yeah, you talk about that Limassol Paphos rivalry here. I actually still have the keys back home to Paphos' home grounds if anyone wants to come and pick them up.
I'm sure some of the boys from the national team. I mean, we have a few ex-players here that were either commentators or ex-players, and I'm sure they're still looking for them. So I mean, if you could bring them back at some point, I'm sure they'd be very grateful for it.
Yeah. Speaking of ex-players, we had Simon there. We were having a chat before the game kicked off. He was down pitch side. Now he said it's going to be an interesting game, a really good contest, and he just made sure to, make a note that Big George is not here today.
And we mentioned it before, what a player he is and how much Cyprus is missing by him not being on the pitch today. It's really a pity.
Lovely crash ball there by number 4, the captain, Mark Davey. Malta just outside the Cyprus 22, and, they're going to try and spread it wide. Oh, what a line. Oh, what a line.
Oh, and an interception from Cyprus.
Not today, pal, he said. He said, give me that. And Cyprus looked to make an exit.
Good clearance.
Really good clearance to kick. Again, in the middle of the park, we want to see, are the Maltese going to go and have a counter-attack?
It seems like they also will clear it out and
straight
try
down
to
the
get
middle.
The defense back in line.
Yeah, nice.
It's a good catch. Interesting decides not to call the mark, but instead playing it out.
Yeah, quick game of kick tennis here. Who's going to be the winner in this at the end? Malta here, and they're going to run it. Let's see what they can do. Lovely ball down the blind side.
Down there.
Big
Great
hit.
offload.
Cyprus are looking scarce down the middle. Quick hit, nice step by the Malta number 8. Great yards made here.
And I think it's exactly what you mentioned, Barry. I mean, we're half an hour in. It's a very hot day, and we see some of the fatigue maybe coming in.
No, yeah, exactly. The fatigue. Malta are going down the wing here. Let's see what's going to happen. They're inside the 22, and there's an advantage to Cyprus. Knock-on advantage, I believe. Yes. So
and this is exactly what we were mentioning before. The second you praise the Maltese and you see Cyprus is a little bit on the back foot, there they go and they get the ball back.
Look, what can I say, Carly? Eventually one of these are going to come right. But, really important scrum. And look, great attacking play by Malta there. They're playing some really nice, going through the phases, getting it out to the speedsters on the wing. You see a couple of the Cypriot players, a couple of the Maltese players lining up. Are we going to see some substitutions here, Only 30 minutes gone in the game.
But what do you reckon it is? I mean, we saw the first 25 minutes of the game. Very tough defense from Cyprus. Not a lot of plays being made from the Maltese. Do you reckon that's fatigue on the Cyprus side, or do you think it's confidence building up, being 7-0 up from the Maltese?
Yeah, look, I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. I think, again, the psychological aspect of the Maltese shutting down that Cyprus attack when there was such large possession and territory. Advantage here to Cyprus from the scrum.
Will be interested to see how they use it.
Yeah, they just go crash ball by the 12, very nice. Ball squirts loose, and here we go. We're going to go back for the scrum, and that's a scrum penalty because Malta were driving in at an angle.
And first one of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe first scrum penalty. There was a free kick earlier on, but look, this is just a great opportunity for Cyprus now to go clear their lines, get a bit of respite. They've played some great defence. I'm sure they're going to be happy only coming away 7 points down so far with such a huge amount of pressure on them.
And you mentioned before, I mean, how much of a mental game this is, and to be able to get a penalty off of a scrum must feel so good for those forwards in the Cyprus team.
Yeah, look, as a front row myself, it is like the psychological aspect. You are facing up against your opposite number. It's quite a primitive, 8 men just smashing into each other, and getting one up. It's nice. It's a great feeling. It gives you a real boost. Cyprus play quickly off the top of the line out here with a crash ball in.
But another scrappy lineout for Cyprus. I mean, I'm sure that will be definitely a topic of conversation during the halftime, because what is it? 4 lineouts, most of them won, but very scrappy. And another penalty for the Maltese.
Oh, quick tap and go! Let's go, baby! The number 9 Cyprus off on a run, and a big hit
big
from
tackle.
the
But that reminds me of someone,
Barry.
That tap and go.
Oh, lads, they tried Try to spread it out, play it to the corner there. We have an injury down here now, so the clock will be stopped for the injury. So we're going to stop
A
the clock here.
lot of big hits in this game so far. I mean, we spoke about the physicality, and it just goes to show how much they're getting hit. And that would be number one again. George Cosma was earlier hit with an ankle injury, and it seems like he's on the ground again.
Yeah, so speaking of big tackles, man, Devin van der Merwe on the bench. He's we're expecting big things from him. He loves to put a shift in and really let the defense know he's there, or the offense even.
I mean, he can do both, really. I mean, I don't want to sound too much like a fangirl because I also have to see him on Thursday training, and I don't want him to know that we spoke so many good things about him. But I'll be very excited if we could see a little bit of him in this game.
Yeah, no, look, obviously it'd be great, but let's see. So the clock is still stopped here. The water's on. We still have that injury. Look, you never like to see a player go down injured. It doesn't look to be a head injury. It looks to be maybe a bit of cramp, a leg injury. He's sitting up now, so obviously that's just a great sign.
But you mentioned there's worse places they could be getting injured, and I'm sure some of the sirens will be able to help if need be.
Yeah, like you said, these medical students, shout out to them. And
how great is it to see some of the women being playing rugby out here? We have recently had a couple of games of sevens where they showed out and they showed some good games to us. And it's great to see that it's not only just the men being playing the game, but also some great women teams out here to be supporting the Cyprus rugby movement.
Yeah, the sport of rugby is really, really grown in Cyprus. Like you mentioned, couple of the home teams. I know Larnaca Spartans, they have a great women's rugby section. So if anyone at home listening wants to get involved in rugby in Cyprus, whether that's playing, coaching, refereeing, first aid, or even becoming a sponsor, just get involved, please email marketing@cyprus-rugby.com for more information. Or you can find it on the Instagram page, Cyprus Rugby.
And also of the specific teams, I know Paphos and Limassol have Instagram pages themselves. Feel free to just send a message in and come over to training whenever you have time. And I'm sure, even if you're new to the sport, I mean, it is such a great club to be a part of, and so many activities and such a good group of people, and all sharing the same values. That is just beautiful to see.
Yeah, so we have a substitution here for Cyprus. The number 7, Marko Melandovic, is off. Carlo, I actually didn't happen to see who came on there. Did you, by any chance?
Must have missed out as well, but I'm sure that we'll see in the next couple of minutes who has come out for him.
Well, whoever it was, I'm sure they're happy to make a big impact here. And Cyprus with a great attacking line out on inside the Malta 22. Going to let the big boys carry, and let's see what they can make of this.
How important would it be for Cyprus to be able to put some points on the board after their efforts? And
ball's gone wide, Carlo. Lovely two.
And there he goes.
Steps
back inside.
Oh, with feet like that, he could be a
and
ballerina.
The 5-meter line.
And he puts it down. Let's see. What is the ref saying? He's having a talk with the touch. And the decision is held up.
Ball, but what a play from Cyprus.
Oh, Carlo, I mentioned it. Look at the feet. Look at the feet here on the Cypriot. Number 11, Hadif Ayaz. Oh, God, man. He could dance his way out of a phone box. This boy can boogie.
I don't know if it was Michael Jackson or a rugby player out there.
Hey, he anyway, baby. And so it's a goal line dropout as Malta held the ball up inside their own goal line.
The Cyprus boys must be gutted. I mean, so many opportunities to put points up on the board, and they've been so close so many times. I'm sure they want to close this half strong and hopefully being able to put some points on the board before the end of it.
Yeah, definitely. Look, 33 minutes gone here, 7 minutes left in the half. You want to see Cyprus come away with something. And a big hit was lined up there. And it's
but that's a high tackle, it seems like.
Yeah, again, look, we're talking about the penalties. We're talking about the discipline. The referee, Paul Warman here from Germany, he wants to have a conversation with the captain of Malta. And to be honest, it's about time, Carly.
You mentioned it before, to be fair.
Look, you got to protect the players, and as much as we talked about the Cypriot medical system, I don't think they're going to be able to reattach a head, and that looks like it's going to be a yellow card. So it's going to be 10 minutes in the bin. Malta will be playing with 14 players for the next 10 minutes.
And what an opportunity for Cyprus. We mentioned before they want to put some points up on the board, and what better way to do that with only playing against 14 men for the rest of the remaining time and a half. I'm sure Billy Cosma, I mean, he definitely had something to do with it. You mentioned before how little disciplined the Malta team was and how many penalties they gave out. and it's only fair. I mean, especially with such a dangerous challenge, it's not something that we want to see, and only fair that the player has gone out for these 10 minutes with a yellow card.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, and fair play to the ref, Paul Warman, there, stepping up and putting his hand in his pocket.
Another scrappy line out for Cyprus though here. There really needs to be some work done and some chat to be had over the halftime.
Yeah, it's key areas of the pitch as well that they're really missing out on. They, I said it earlier, Carly, and I hate to be the guy that says I told you so, but I said let's get points.
Oh, what a hit! And there he goes! And there would be a try for Cyprus.
The Mighty Mouflons march on, try under the post, have that, son. Who is that? Is that the youngster Kai Phillips?
What a hit on the wing, and then the support to go and score a try under the post line. What a play from Cyprus, and just beautiful to see.
Yeah, we're going to see the replay on the screen. Ouch! Number 9 getting ran over. I've seen that happen to you a couple of times, Carly.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Kai Phillips here. So now that's 5 points to Cyprus. So it's going to be 7 points to 5 with a conversion to come.
And great to see the fans going crazy in the stands. I mean, I think we're very well deserved of a beer at halftime, Barry.
Yeah, my throat's a bit dry. And look at that. The hooker, number 2, Pantelis Stilianou, and a lovely pop inside to Kai Phillips, not the footballer.
And I mean, seeing these young boys, and we mentioned that they wanted to put some points on the board, and there they go, and they just delivered within 2 minutes of the yellow card.
Successful conversion there. Another 2 points to Cyprus. 7 points to Malta, 7 points to Cyprus. We have a game in our hands, don't we, Carly?
It really is important. I mean, we mentioned that they wanted to keep the pressure on and just do what they can to get some points on the board, especially playing against 14 men, and they did just that. Shout out to Devon for a great delivery of the kicking tee. Crucial also in the aspect of the game.
You're only as good as the service, and Devon provided. Oh, what an overhand take there by the captain and the big man, Billy Cosma. And good clear out here. Nice, clean ruck ball for Cyprus.
And it seems like they want to play with their hands. No need for a kicking clearance so far.
Yeah, usually, Carly, with rugby, most of the time we play with our hands, but who knows? And we're going another
penalty. This is great rugby from Cyprus, and I'm sure the Maltese will want to go over some of their discipline over the half. Way too many penalties being given out, and a lot of opportunities for Cyprus to just ease off, take a little bit less of a hit, and just being able to go up the pitch without having to struggle too much.
Yeah, again, like we talk about the territory game. This is just an easy exit for Cyprus. It's sloppy, poor discipline by Malta. Easy penalty, and we're back up to the halfway line for a line out for Cyprus.
And I'll be interested to see this one. I mean, we talked about some of the issues that Cyprus has been facing with the line out in the first half, and it would just be good for them to go into the half with just a good, clean line out where they can practice what they would have off of the pitch.
Yeah, sure 5-man line out. Unfortunately, it's a crooked throw. So Malta are going to have the option here, and they've decided to go with a scrum.
Just big problems in this half.
Yeah, look, it's set piece plays. That's where you can really win or lose a game, and Cyprus are going to want to go in. There's going to be some talking points. The line out is definitely going to be a massive one for Cyprus, and the scrum though, the scrum seems to be working well.
What would you do, Barry? I mean, as a hooker, having a lot of influence in the line out, what would you change that Cyprus has been doing?
Look, personally, I'd be calling some, balls to the number 2 man of the line out, and just build the confidence of your hooker. You want Pantelis Stilianou to, be comfortable. He wants to have the confidence throwing it in. First couple of line outs of the second half. You just play it to the number 2 man. You get quick, easy line out and play from there. And great scrum by Malta and a really, really good
great hit from the number 8
by
there.
Joseph Greaves. Lovely pick and go. And Malta, they want to finish the half strong here. They're playing some quick ruck ball. Cyprus
and especially with 40 men, how crucial it is to keep the possession for this last minute and a half that's remaining.
Yeah, look, I'm sure with being a man down, I'm sure Malta will be happy going in 7 points to 7 points. It really, it's been a great game of attacking rugby for both sides.
And what pressure from Cyprus, and another penalty.
Great penalty again. Look, that's nothing to do with ill discipline there. Well, it was actually. Sorry, it was on the side. But again, it's just good Cyprus defense. You know,
We
they're putting the
mentioned that they
pressure
really
on.
got unlucky in that one play. I mean, it really shows how important defense is in rugby. You miss one tackle and you played 80 minutes and consider a try because the whole rest of the game, just great defense from Cyprus.
Yeah, and Malta as well. And Malta keep the ball in there. Unfortunately, it's a knock on. The
No, that
flag is
seems
raised.
it went out.
So let's see. So the ref is saying that the ball was actually out of play. So
I
we're gonna
think
have
he
a
had his
scrum.
feet on the ground there, Barry.
Yeah, a line out to Cyprus. Apologies. So Carla, I believe if you start inside the pitch, jump outside of the pitch, and put the ball back inside the pitch,
That's exactly what needs to
then
happen.
the play
yes.
can continue. Unfortunately, there, the
And
Malta
finally,
player
it's great to see a good line out, but then
again, it's sloppy. It's small inconsistencies, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving here. Looks like the sun is getting it ahead. There's the the 1 and 3. The boys said, "Look, I haven't been close enough to you in the scrum. I want to have another little hug and a tug, and we'll see what happens here." But the ref goes, and that's half time, folks. So we're gonna, it's a good finish.
Great
7-all to
half.
the half.
just a great rugby being played. The physicality we expected there to be, and just some great rugby being played. And very much looking forward to the second half.
Yeah, and now we're just gonna go to the commercials and the advertisements. And we're back here again for the second half of the Cyprus versus Malta Rugby Europe Championship game.
And it's great to see them. It was a really good first half. Both of the teams, I'm sure that had big chats in the locker rooms. A lot to be discussed from the Cyprus side, mainly some of the choices they made during the first half. Some of those going for touch instead of going for points. The lineouts, I'm sure, was definitely a big point of conversations. And from Malta, I mean, I'm sure it's the discipline, which is just unacceptable the way they played it in the first half.
Yeah, exactly. Like we've been talking about the discipline all game, and it looks like the Maltese team are out here first. So we're just waiting for the Cypriot team to come out. Just a reminder to the folks at home, the score is still 7-7, so it's a draw here, a try apiece each. So look, it's going to be interesting. Like we said, will the fatigue set in? It's a hot day here in Cyprus. You know, little to no wind with the stadium covering it. So it will be interesting to see.
And I would like to remind the viewers at home, the first 3 minutes of the game will be played with 14 men from Malta. The yellow card is still in place. There will be a few more minutes where the Maltese will have to defend with only 14 men, and I'm sure the Cypriots will look to capitalize early on.
Yeah, here comes the Cypriot team here, led out by the captain, Billy Cosma. Again, look, this first kickoff, this first 5-10 minutes, Carly, is going to be really pivotal to how the game is going to go now for the rest of the game.
100%, and we talked about the importance of kickoff and putting the pressure and going for the chase, trying to get the ball back, force some errors, and especially with 14 men on the opposite side, how important is it?
Yeah, really, look, Cyprus are going to want to capitalise with the man advantage as the game goes on. And we're going to kick off here, so the clock starts now, and scrappy kickoff, but it might work in Cyprus's favour. Oof!
Great chase there, it was very close. And this is the 3rd time that the Maltese don't reach the line out.
Yeah, and they set the young lad Kai Phillips up with a hospital pass, but he did very, very well there to stay on his feet. Apologies, that was not Kai Phillips, that was the 13, Ben Yarrow, I believe. Yeah, Ben Yarrow, apologies.
But we talked about, setting the tone and going out there as strong as you can, and it seems the Maltese came out just a little bit better off of the half.
Yeah, look, easy early penalty to give away there. Looks like the Cypriots are still in the locker room, so we're going to see what they're going to go and how they're going to react now to giving away such an early penalty only 50 seconds into the game. Malta go to the corner just outside the 22, just under 22 I believe. So let's see if they can get a clean line out here, and let's see what the boys can do.
And Barry, you mentioned fatigue and especially the heat. I mean, we know this. It's not fun playing in Cyprus at this time of the day with this heat out there. And we're sure that the substitutes will make a great contribution to the game and will play a pivotal part in where this game is going to go. We mentioned some of the players on the bench, and I would like to remind the viewers already one substitution has been made on Cyprus's behalf, and a few more players looking to get in and make an impact.
Yeah, really, really clean line out there by Malta. They hit it to the tail end, and they're just looking to maul now. They have a penalty advantage, and looks like it's for collapsing the maul. The big number 7, Louis Mifsud, is going there.
Looks for the offload, a little bit forced, but a 9 comes away with it.
Yeah, look, scrappy play here. Malta still have the advantage, and the referee, Paul Warman, is bringing it back here now for the advantage. Now, if you were, Carly 7-all, a man down, do you go to the corner? Do you take the points?
We've been talking about it the whole game, and since it's always been such a close game between these two sides, I would definitely go for the post, but it seems like the players on the pitch just have a completely different idea than what we do up here on the booth.
And look, Carly, that's why we're up here and they're down there, but it seems to me like the lads left their kicking boots at home because they do not want to go for the goal.
And it's a very interesting choice. I mean, we're talking about at least 9-12 points being left, and both of these teams, I mean, with the game being tied 7-7 and with some of the close games that we've seen, I'm sure they will have to have those points on the board right now.
Another line out to the back. This man has been watching Luke Littler because his darts are on point, and Malta come away here now, and just a metre or 2 off the Cypriot line. They're going to leave it to the big men. This is where the forwards thrive. This is, salads don't win scrums. I believe a famous South African prop once said that. And, these
and
boys
this is
have
the
not
battle,
been
isn't
salads.
it? On the 5 metre, just the pure physicality of it, and just it really is a war at this point. It's just who's ready to put their body on the line and to defend their try line.
That's it. It's the Rams against the Mouflons, and let's see, whose horn is bigger here and who can knock who out. And it looks like we're going to go back here. Is it a penalty? The referee, Paul Werman, is going, and he's going to give the captain, Billy Cosma, a yellow card there. We talked about discipline. Do you feel hard done by? It was a high tackle, in fairness. Look, you have to protect the player in these circumstances.
But a really tough yellow card to receive from the Cyprus side. I mean, especially a player like him, the captain being off for 10 minutes on the 5-meter line. It's 14 against 14 still. I'm not sure whether the players come back on.
Looks like Josh Gatt, the number 13 for Malta, has just came back on the pitch. So Malta now have the man advantage for the next 10 minutes. So Billy Cosma is in the bin.
And it's not only the man advantage. I mean, a player like Billy Cosma, and we talked about how young the Cyprus team is, to play with such experience and charisma, and especially the captain being off of the pitch, and having to face a scrum as the first thing when a player like that is off. It'll definitely be an interesting challenge for Cyprus to face now, and it'll be interesting to see how they deal with it.
Yeah, your number 4 going off, the kind of anchor of the scrum, apart from the tie head prop. It's going to be, a challenging scrum. Like we said, and that's a great scrum by Malta.
And already a penalty advantage.
That's a great scrum. If I was Malta, I'd scrum it down again, and let's just keep going, keep walking.
But you also hook in, and you're not sure you get involved into any scrum that's possible. I mean, I'm not sure what the backs think about that.
Hey, I like the scrum, I don't like the run. That's my motto. But really, really good scrum there by Malta. And we talk about leaders on this Cypriot team with Billy Cosma going to the bin. Let's see if his brother George will step up. As I mentioned earlier, he's the captain of his club team back over in England, Eton Manor. So let's see what,
And this is also the sort of play where you would love to have Big George up on the pitch. I mean, such an experienced player to bring some of that experience and charisma in.
Yeah, look, not just a big player, a big man. The fella is a unit. And a good pick and go by the number 6 there, Daniel Apsi for Malta.
And the Cyprus line resetting to face this attack from the Maltese. They keep going to the 5-meter line, and they try to set out a few faces and see where they can go from there.
Yeah. And it's a turnover. It's a knock on there. And Cyprus have the ball. Great defense. That is a massive moment in the game. You're a man down, and the box kick just...
Oh, that's just not good enough, is it?
No, I don't even know. Did that even go forward? Did it go backwards?
But it seems like they're going back to the scrum before. There still was the penalty advantage off of the knockout from Malta.
Yeah.
So there's a reset with a scrum for Cyprus.
Yeah, so there's no advantage there. Back to the scrum. Let's see, what Cyprus are going to do. I presume they're going to want to just create a base, set up an early exit, and try to relieve some of this early pressure from Malta.
I'm sure they try to get away the ball from the scrum as quickly as possible. I mean, with them being men out and having just lost their captain, who's such a important player in the scrum, I'm sure they'll try and get away as far as possible from the scrum, and just try and survive these 10 minutes where the Maltese will put a lot of emphasis on trying to put some points on the board.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said earlier, these two scrums, they probably weigh maybe 800, 900 odd kilos. Like, that's about half of what you deadlift in the gym, isn't it, Carly?
Just about. I mean, it's half of what you ate at the barbecue last night, but that's also a different story.
Hey, I like my meat, you know that.
Of course you love meat, we know that.
Quick ball out, a little fumble there. Cyprus are behind the line.
They need to get away from the try line,
but
and they managed to do just that.
Very good work by Ben Yarrow there. He managed just to go back on the right side of the try line. Pick and go here from Cyprus. They'd want to think about clearing their lines here quickly.
I'm sure they're thinking about that, and they're just trying to set up a little bit of a cleaner ball in order to be able to do that.
Yeah, very awkward position, centre of the pitch.
And especially behind the tribe line, I mean, with the posts in the way, they managed to clear the ball and relieve some of the pressure. The ball will go straight out for it.
Not the line out. Here, it looks like it's just inside the Cypriot 22. So again, look, not massive pressure relief, but it's more than, it's better than where they were.
Yeah, I'd much rather be facing a line out. I mean, especially considering how scrappy they've been. And I'm curious to see if Cyprus will actually contest this one, since the last couple of times they decided not to jump and just wait for the Maltese to get it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. You have the big man Billy Cosma. He's off the pitch now, the number 4. Let's see what Cyprus do here. It looks like they're staying towards the ground and they're going to contest it on the ground. And Malta have a lovely rumble, and it is a penalty advantage to Malta, and they are making yards. They're like a bunch of Sherman tanks walking down
And
the pitch.
off they go, and that looks like it will be a
God.
try for Malta.
Pure power.
How excited do you get as a forward to see that?
Oh, look, mate, that makes your hair stand up on ends, It's pure power. It is absolutely classic rugby.
I'm sure the English would love that.
Key point on English, I'd like to point that out.
And I would just like to remind the score now after the try. It would be 7 points to Cyprus and 12 points for the Maltese while they wait for the conversion.
Yeah, so 5 extra points for Malta to bring it up to a total of 12.
And it's really
Carlos
great,
said.
Barry, to hear the fans celebrating it. And just again, we talked about it before, but a huge shout out to Maltese. I mean, it's not an easy trip to make, and to be here supporting their team all the way in Cyprus, especially on this weekend where there's holidays involved and whatnot. It's just great to hear the fans celebrating them.
Yeah, exactly. From one tax haven to another. Shout out to Malta. Really, really good away fans. Really, really good support there. You could hear them after the try. The place is electric here. Despite the empty seats, this place is full with passion, Carly.
And it's honestly so great for the whole rugby movement to just have a day like this during the holidays, during Easter weekend, where a bunch of just people who love the sport just as much as we do to come out together and have such a great time together and see these boys playing it out on the pitch.
Yeah, so really, really good conversion kick there. So that's an additional 2 points to Malta. Malta now have 14 points. Cyprus still with 7.
And we talked about, Barry, I mean, how important the first couple of minutes of this game will be. And we expected the opposite, to be fair, of this Cyprus team coming out and showing out with having 3 minutes of advantage. And discipline, I mean, getting a yellow card this early on and all of a sudden being back after you just tied the game up and being a try behind is just, it really shows you the importance how big discipline is in this game.
Yeah, coming out, having just scored the try before half time there, then losing a man, and not only a man, the captain, Billy Cosma, momentous figure for the Cypriot team. Then conceding, going 7 points down. But again, Carly, it's only 7 points. It's a one-score game. Cyprus now have a shortened line out. They go to the tail, and we talked about clinicality.
We keep seeing these problems in the line-out, Barry. I mean, we hope that we'll somehow be able to resolve it during the half, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And here go the Maltese on the attack.
Yeah, scrappy ball out the back for Malta. But again, we talk about that line out, and we said, it looks like the number 2, the hooker, Pantela Stilianu, is struggling getting that ball in. I don't see why they're calling plays to the back of the line out.
I mean, we're seeing also, this is the problem that the Cyprus team might be facing. A lot of these boys don't play for their local clubs and they only really get back together for a couple of weeks a year. So they don't have that sort of chemistry and the time to practice the lineouts as much as I'm sure they would love to.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there now. So it's a penalty to Malta. So I presume they're going to go into the corner.
But time is off currently because one of the Maltese players is down injured, so we'll have to wait for that to get sorted.
Yeah, so the big man Josh Cilia is down with an injury, looks to be a leg injury.
But the Maltese keep playing apparently.
Okay, hey.
Not particularly bothered about the injury.
No. They said, you have 14, we'll play with 14. Whatever you can do, I can do better.
And it's really shows out, how great this Malta team has been this first half. Playing abroad against the Cypriot in Cyprus, and I believe the weather to not be really in favor of them right now. Most of them play in the UK and they're not really used to this heat or the sun to be hitting them like it is. And just a great performance so far from the Maltese, having been on the back foot for most of this game, but still being a try up. It's just shout out to them.
Yeah, it's really, really good. We spoke about it, for for Cyprus, we have a lot of the players playing over in the UK, so coming back to this heat, and we have the time is now back on. And Malta are playing nice off the back of that line-out ball, and a big crash ball. Ouch, that's gonna hurt.
I would not want to be there, Barry.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir here, Carly. A big man like that, it's like a baby rhino running at you. The only way to stop him was to tranquil.
Oh, what a tackle!
Ouch! Someone book him in for an X-ray in the morning. He's going to need his ribs checked.
I think that's up to a priest at this point.
Hey, good thing it's Easter weekend, Carla. There's plenty of them about. And Malta are playing some lovely rugby here. Give it to the big men, let them run.
I'm sure you would say that, Barry.
Hey. And Malta here with the ball just on the Cypriot, inside the Cypriot 5-metre line. Some quick feet here by
Cuts
the
back inside.
Maltese number 10, Robert Holloway. He might not look it, folks, but he is 36 years of age.
Damn! And there it is, back under pressure on the 5-metre line, and we'll see how Cyprus deals with it. This time, the ball seems to be out, and that would be a knock-on.
Quick ball, knock-on. Cyprus with a quick escape there. We have the knock-on advantage, and they're looking
And they
to
have
run
space
it.
now.
They are looking to run it. Coast to coast. Let's see. The boys can do well.
That is just some great play. Being able to relieve that pressure and just run it up to the 22 and get away from there is just beautiful rugby from Cyprus.
And he punts the ball right down the middle of the pitch here. Cypriot chase is lacking. And another game of kick tennis. The 50-22 is on. The 50-22 is well on, but well recovered there by the Cypriot number 9, Alex Pantiodis.
Another kick to relieve some of that pressure from Malta we were talking about. I mean, it's really impressive on the Cyprus defense to be there on the 5-metre line, to be able to regain possession and run it back.
So it looks like the time is off here. And unfortunately for Cyprus, he was outside of the 22 and the ball went dead. So we're going to bring it back to the original place where the ball was kicked.
It seems like the same player as before is down on the pitch, and there will be a substitution now for Malta with number 19 coming on.
Yeah, number 19, Owen Vasilo, is coming on, and it looks to be the number 5, George Perkins, coming off. Good shift by George Perkins there. He plays his rugby back in England.
A really good half for him. I mean, big scrums, a lot of physicality as we mentioned. A really big game for him, and curious to see what impact the new player that's come on will have for the Maltese.
Yeah, and Cyprus are back to the full complement of 15 as Billy Cosma, the captain, returns after a short stint in the bin.
And I'm sure they'll look back and go back on the gas again and try to put, you know, some of that physical play and some of the attack they were putting on before.
Yeah, great sack there by the Cypriot forward pack. They obviously saw the threat that the Maltese maul was doing. Maltese maul, say that 5 times fast, Carla.
And I will be curious to see Malta. They've been playing some great rugby off of their hands with the backs, and I'm sure they'll continue to play some of that. Here they go, some very quick rugby being played, and you know, great defense so far for Cyprus, but this is a really good challenge for them to face right now.
Yeah, and just to mention, I just saw the number 20 for Cyprus, Yanni Boimas, the debutant, coming on the pitch there. He must have made the substitute earlier for Marko Melandovic. So, massive shout out to him. Congrats. An international debut, Carle. How would you be feeling, you know?
I wouldn't want to think even about that. I mean, you know, I'm Italian and I'm sitting here in the commentary booth, and there's a reason for that when I'm not on the pitch back in Italy. But I mean, huge shout out. I can only imagine what this means to him for a Cypriot to be representing his country in such a big game for the Cypriot national team in such a good venue in front of his fans. Just great shout out and huge congratulations to the man.
So there's a penalty there for Cyprus for crossing. They decided to boot the ball and play it down the line. Again, a lot of this second half, Carle, we have about 15 minutes gone, has been played in the Cypriot half.
And I mean, most of that is because, as we said before, they were missing their captain and such a huge man for their attacking and defensive play. But with their full 15 back on the pitch, I'm sure they'll be looking to strike back in the next 25 minutes.
Lovely line-out ball off the top there, and there we go. Just as we mentioned him, the debutant Yanni Boimas, really, really nice carry there for him. And Cyprus are looking to get a few phases here. Slow ruck ball for the number 9.
I've seen a few of those.
Hey, that probably was when I wasn't playing. And again, look, here we go. The Cypriot 9 trying to buy the penalty. Boot the ball, trying to get that territory. The 50-22 is on. Where will it bounce?
That is a beautiful kick.
Really, really nice bounce there. Brings play up for a line out to Malta, just outside the 22.
That's exactly what we're talking about. I mean, there's another Maltese player just now on the ground. Hopefully, he's okay. This is the third time in just a span of a couple of
So
minutes
the
that he's been
clock
on
is
the
now
ground.
stopped. The clock is stopped now for that injury that Carly mentioned.
And hopefully, he's okay. I mean, we saw getting a few hits, and he's had a few problems over the game. I mean, shout out to him for putting up the fight and
Yeah,
just
shout out
being
Joshua
there.
Cilia, the number 3, as a front row myself. Mate, I know the pain. You
Yeah,
know,
except you would have been way off the pitch by now if that was you.
mate, I wouldn't have even made it on the pitch. But yeah, looks like here he's limping off, but fair play to him. He's put a really good shift in. 57 minutes for a tight head prop is great going. So let's
And
see who's
especially
going to replace him.
considering how physical it has been and the hits that this big man has put in both on offense and defense.
Yeah, I'd hate to see his food bill at the end of the week. And there it is, number 18, 7 Camilleri is coming on. Another large man here. So let's see, this is
Yeah.
it. There's no relief here for Cyprus. Cyprus making a double substitution here. Number 19, Dimitris Sophocleos, and number 18, Matthew Yayoryu, is coming on the pitch. And who's coming off, Carly? Can you see?
I'm not entirely sure, Barry, but I mean, don't correct me if I'm wrong. That's the fourth substitution made from Cyprus.
I can't remember. I think it's 3. I think it's 1 in the first half. 2
Well,
now.
I
No.
did mention.
Hey.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey, and I will correct you, Carly. You don't have to tell me that twice. But here we go. So the clock is back on, and we have a line out here from Malta. Early lift there by Cyprus, but Cyprus put 2 pods up, which we haven't seen from them before in this game.
It seems like they're taking the approach when the offense they will compete and defense they're just looking back and stopping that massive maul that we saw from the Maltese boys that caused a try in the last play of action that we had.
Yeah, again, really massive pressure on the kicker, and the ref is given a penalty for a late hit on the Maltese kicker there. So they are getting a penalty from where the ball lands. Again, great field position now for Malta. Silly mistakes from Cyprus. This is what we saw Malta do in the first half, Carly. You know, it was just ill discipline, and that kind of let Cyprus into the game.
And we talked about it, Barry. I mean, at this point of the game, you're one try up. You could go and put some points up on the board, but they have no interest of doing that in this game, which has been so interesting to me. I mean, you don't really see that in a lot of other places, but this is just probably the Mediterranean passion coming on, and it's a try or a fail.
That's it. Like, we speak about the Rams and the Mouflons in the wild, you know. They go head to head, horn to horn, and that's what we're seeing here today. Those forward boys, you know, they're going to be sore in the morning, but they're really putting it up to each other. Malta are going to hope for a clean line out here, and they've gone for a shortened line out. Clean take, and they're going to maul it. Let's see how Cyprus deals with this maul.
Vano!
Really good maul here from Malta. Let's see, can Cyprus hold them out? It's a great maul. And it's an advantage. It's a knock-on advantage to Cyprus.
Great defense from Cyprus this time around.
We talk about the mental game, you know, the psychological impact that has on the other set of forwards, you know. This is my house, Cyprus are saying, and you're not welcome.
I mean, it's very impressive from them to have considered a try the last time that we saw this, and to come back that strong and put up such a big fight and force a knock-on and gain the ball back. Just great defense from the Cyprus team here.
Yeah, so massive scrum here now, just on the Cypriot 5-meter line. Let's see what the Mouflons can do here. You know, again, I'm expecting, you know, quick ball out the back, crash it up and set up a decent platform to exit out of.
I'm sure they'll want to clear out the ball as soon as possible. I mean, they've been finding out there on the defense for most of the second half, and they'll take anything to relieve some of that pressure.
Yeah, I'm sure Malta are going to be chomping at the bit here to get at the Cypriot front row. So let's see if they can put the pressure on. We have the new man in, the number 18, Sven Camilleri, and we also have Matthew Yayoryu and Dimitris Sophocles in.
That was a tough name to pronounce, Barry. Shout out to you.
Thank you. I don't think I said it right, but I'll still take it. I left my subtitles at home.
And it seems like they will repeat the scrum. I mean, we only saw one penalty off of the scrum so far in this game, and that would be huge if the Sabres could get it this time around.
Yeah, so it looks like the referee, Paul Warman, is having a chat there with the front row. He's saying, boys, you listen to me, and me only. My whistle is the command here. and let's see what they do. It's a new set of front rows. There's some new players in there, so I suppose he's giving them the benefit of the doubt before he starts pinging penalties.
And I'm sure they'll be looking to make a contribution in this game. I mean, they just came on the first scrum for the both of them boys. They'll be looking to put on a big impact and a big push and try to secure that scrum for the Cyprus national team.
Yeah, really, really good first engagement there, and a nice scrum there. Steady platform for Cyprus to work off of. Really nice crash ball, and scrums like that, Carly, that's me as a front row. That's why I play rugby. That's why I play the game.
Unfortunately, I don't see many of those back in the Crusaders. But very jealous of the number 9 for some of the clean balls he's getting, but I'm sure Devon will hopefully contribute to some of those.
Yes, sir. And Cyprus here look to go for an exit. Gives it back to the man in the pocket. He puts boot to ball, and
that is a beautiful kick.
Yeah, really good kick there. He gets it just outside. Outside the 22 there. So again, all the pressure here is in the Cypriot half.
Not such a good catch from the ball boy, but I'm sure he has time to improve on that as the years pass by.
Yeah, look, if he wants a clinic, I'm sure he can come to you, Carly. But so we have a line out here to Malta. Let's see what happens. Again, we're going with a shortened line out to the tail end, and Malta are really enjoying that line out ball to the back. Little pop to the big man, number 19, Owen Vassallo. He crashes it up. He takes some players with him. There's a man down. The clock will stop. Time is off. It looks like a head injury, folks, and that's obviously nothing you like to see here. Hopefully the player's okay. Getting the water on the pitch. The lads are getting rehydrated, and the medics are coming on. Carly.
It's just not good to see, is it? I mean, I know that rugby, it's such a physical sport, but anything that's related to the head, I mean, great on the referee to stop the game right away, have him have the medication that he needs, and just look out for the players.
Yeah, look, in fairness to the ref, he took ownership there. He stopped the play, he got the player the treatment he needs, and that's what you have to do. You have to be so careful nowadays with the head injuries, concussions are becoming a really big part of the game, and hopefully he's alright. It looks like it's the big man, number 4, the captain, Billy Cosma, so hopefully he's okay.
Very tough game he's had. I mean, the hits he's been giving and taking, the yellow card and now the injury, and we really hope he's okay, because I mean, we really saw Cyprus struggle without him.
Yeah, I also hope he has some sun cream on, because it's a hot old day out there and you would not want your head to burn in this heat.
I'm sure you as an Irish have faced similar problems.
Yeah, shout out to my fellow Irish out there. We don't tan, we go pink and then back to white. Actually, quite like the kits out here today. I'm either red or I'm white. There's no in between.
And very fair. I mean, for us Mediterraneans, it's not as big of a struggle. I mean, I think his Cypriot blood would be able to handle it, but good on you to look out for him, Barry.
Hey, thanks, man. You got to protect the players. And we are going to restart here. The clock is back on. So we are going to have a scrum down, Malta ball, from where the injury occurred. Looks like Malta are overloading the open side. Really big blind side, and they look to attack down it with the big man, the substitute. Oh, what a pick and go! Oh, what a pick!
Beautiful rugby out
What
there
a try.
played.
That is 5 points to Malta with the conversion to come. Malta are up to 19 now, Cyprus with 17. But look, Carly, we've talked about the scrums all day and the set piece. Oof! What a bump.
I mean, you also expect better tackling from the Cyprus side. It's 3 tackles like that being broken. It's not what they were hoping for. But just great play from out of the scrum and just really beautiful rugby from the Maltese. But Barry, what would you look now from Cyprus? I mean, you're almost 2 tries down, waiting for the conversion to being taken. Are you looking in just setting up back together the team and going out there putting up a fight? Are you looking at making a changes? What are you thinking?
Yeah, so looking at it here, right, it's 19 points to 17, 64 minutes gone roughly. Malta are looking to Malta have a real strong foothold in the game now. Cyprus need to somehow get back into the game. This is where we talked about, those penalties early on. Should they have gone to the post? Should they have kept the scoreboard clicking on?
Probably yes.
And it is a conversion that's successful, so that's another 2 points to Malta. Malta have 3 converted tries now, so it's 21 points to Malta, 7 to Cyprus. But yeah, look, if I was Cyprus, I'd look to get some fresh blood on the pitch. I'd look to get some new legs on. Look, like we
Anybody that
said,
comes to mind?
yeah, there's Devin van der Merwe. I don't know if we've mentioned him. No relation to the Scottish van der Merwe, but by God, can he run like him? And really, really clean take from the restart.
They were
here.
missing some pressure there from the Cyprus team. I mean, they're a little bit on the back foot, and it's a little worrisome from my end to see them like this. I really expected them, especially since they're playing at home. And just as I say that, they get
Hey,
a
the commentators curse. What was that about the Irish in their look? And it looks like the clock will stop. So the clock is stopped here. We have an injury for the Maltese. Number 1, it looks like.
Well, it
Carol
seems he's
Spiteri. Okay, the clock's back on. He's okay. He got back up. So the clock is still ticking.
Great to see. I mean, some of these boys have taken massive hits, and all of them have been able to get it back up on their feet and keep fighting in this game. And it's just beautiful to see, and really shows the spirit of some of these boys.
Yeah. Again, the heart and the passion is really there. You can see it there. Penalty there. They kicked to the corner for Cyprus. Line out for Cyprus just outside the 22. This is a massive line out now for them, Carly. After having the last couple not go so well, they really need to get this a nice clean line out ball. And they go to the tail end again.
And they don't again. This has been such a big problem for Cyprus in this game. I mean, it's a lot of balls. They lost a lot of lineouts, and just wasted opportunities for them to set up their plays and play the rugby that they want to be playing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, we talked about the set piece and how crucial it's going to be. Penalty, again, the ill discipline for Cyprus there is really creeping into the game. Is it fatigue? Is it frustration, Carly? And
I'm sure it's a combination of the both. I mean, they came out here and they put up such a strong first half where it realistically could have been up way more points than just one try. And having gone back in the half with just 7-7 scoreline and receiving a yellow card, being on the back foot, 2 tries down, I'm sure it's a combination of frustration, they expected just to be in a better spot now, but also at the same time, as we said, it's a hot day, a very physical rugby game being played, and I'm sure fatigue is definitely coming to this.
yeah, so it was a penalty there for Malta. They put boot the ball. It's a great kick. So
Beautiful.
it's a line out to Malta. It looks like they're going for a shortened line out. A five-man line out, Carly. It is. And let's see what they do here. They keep it simple. They go to the middle. This is what Cyprus have been missing out on. They keep going for the long ball down to the back of the line out, and it just isn't being successful.
And I mean, every play that they have in front of from the lineouts, we see them all advancing now again. This is the second time that Cyprus has lost a lot of ground on this ball and keeps advancing. I mean,
Look,
it's
Carly,
beautiful
you
play
cannot
from the
coach
Maltese.
size and you cannot coach power. These are some things that the Maltese have in an absolute abundance. So it's offside by Cyprus, so it's going to be a penalty to Malta here. Again, the penalty tally is clicking up, isn't it?
It really is, and we have discussed it many times, and sorry for the viewers if we keep repeating ourselves, but it is a very important aspect of the game. And we see actually the first kick attempt off of a penalty, and it's what we've been waiting for the whole time. But just the discipline of the Cyprus team just hasn't been here today, and they've given out way too many penalties and way too many opportunities for the Maltese to just relax and keep playing the rugby that they want to.
Substitute here for Malta, number 16, Andrei Borg is coming on, and it looks like he's going to be replacing, I think it's number 1, Carol Spiteri. Confirmation on that shortly.
You think, and I believe you, Barry.
Carly, it's nice to have someone, that supports me like that. And it was number 1, Carol Spiteri. And that is 3 points now to Malta. That brings them up to a total of 24 points to Malta, 7 for Cyprus.
Just not what Cyprus was looking for in this game, was it, Barry?
No, look, really good start to the game by Cyprus going up. And then it just kind of seemed to dip down then in the second half. Again, is it the fatigue? A lot of the boys play over in England and Scotland, so would not be used to this heat.
But also here, I mean, I think Cyprus was missing right now. It's just a little bit of the passion and aggression. We saw another kick now where there was no chasing to it, and the Maltese could pick up the ball from the kick and just play the way they want to. And I think just Cyprus just needs to step up and just be a little bit more aggressive in this last 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we've a line out now to Cyprus. So again, it's going to be interesting. They've shortened the line out. Let's see what they're going to do. The referee is making sure that there's a gap for the number 2, the hooker, to throw the ball into.
and we really hope to see for once a clean line out.
Again,
And
the
it is
ball
the
to the back.
case.
It's not working, and it hasn't been working all day. The throw is crooked. Malta now have... the clock is now stopped for an injury there. But Malta have the decision now. They can go for a scrum or they can go for a line out as a result of the crooked throw-in.
But Barry, I mean, you're involved in two lineouts all the time back in the Crusaders. What do you think the issue has been for these Cyprus lineouts? I mean, we've seen them struggle the whole game with them.
Yeah, look, it looks to be honest, the darts don't seem to be on point there for the lads. Some communication issues between thrower and jumper as well. But again, I think they just need to bring it back to basics. You know, they've been doing the shortened line out, which hasn't been successful for them. You know, bring it back to a full line out and just a straight two-man ball. Just get possession and work from there. Is what I say, Carly. But a couple of substitutions here happening. It looks like we have Malta, I believe, made a couple of substitutions. Number 14, Jetro Zama is still on the pitch there. The youngster, only 22 years of age. Apologies.
Some of these boys, I mean, we said they're so young, and that's definitely been an aspect in this game. I mean, the lack of experience of some of these boys. We mentioned a few first caps, and some of these other men that are on the pitch have played only a few games for the national team. While the Maltese, we talked about them before. There's a few players over 30 that for sure bring in their experience in these games, and we mentioned how close they've been in the past, and they can deal with them. Can deal with them better and just know what they're doing on the pitch and not have the same pressure that some of these boys must be feeling.
Billy Cosma looks like he's going to be substituted off now. He's had a couple of knocks. Let's see what happens here. Maybe he's only coming out. He's only coming over for a chat. And the fans love him here. You can hear them in the background. Billy Cosma, we love you.
Such an impactful player. I mean, we saw much Cyprus struggle without him on the pitch, and it was such a huge loss for him to receive that yellow card and just everything he brings onto the pitch between his experience and what he brings over. The physicality for sure, but also, I mean, the confidence that you get just from playing around somebody like that is just such a huge aspect of the Cyprus team, and that's why he's staying on the pitch.
Yeah, so we've about 10 minutes left of the half here. The clock is still stopped. So, again, we still have that injury down there. Hopefully he's okay, but let's see what happens here, Carly.
Yeah, it seems to be more serious, unfortunately, than some of the other injuries that we've seen before. But, as we mentioned, Getty will have him covered.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Again, none of the medical students coming onto the pitch to assist, Carly. You know... Should they be out there? This is hands-on practical experience.
Yeah, this is a slight disappointment. I mean, I'm sure it's something that we can bring on to the Cyprus Rugby Federation of some of the people in the stands getting a little bit more involved into the game.
And the clock is now restarted here with a scrum down. And are we seeing a substitute here? Let's see. Yeah, he's coming off here. You know, you have to protect the players in these circumstances. The clock is now stopped again while the substitute occurs.
Can you see who's coming on for him, Barry?
Number 20 is coming on. Yanni Biomas. I believed he was already on the pitch now.
Well, apparently not, since he's
apparently
coming on.
Hey. You know, don't always believe what you hear on the internet, Carly. That's what I say.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust any commentator that just comes on.
And the clock is now restarted. So the clock is starting again.
It looks to be like a shoulder problem. It looks to be a shoulder problem for the injured player. Great game of him, shut out, and hopefully the new players can put on a huge impact for the Cyprus boys. Go Mouflons.
Yeah, number 8, Alexander Yoriu. So hopefully he's okay here. Look, shoulder injuries, they're never nice to get. But here we go. Good scrum, really, really good scrum down there by Malta. They're charging forward there. And they're playing the ball out to the backs, and let's see what happens. Nice flat ball. Good hit by Cyprus. And quick ball out. They're going to let the forwards carry it. And again, the boys, the number 7 there for Malta, Louis Mifsud, he carries it strongly. Malta are now into the Cyprus half. The number 8, big tackle there on him.
And I think it's just the confidence at this point. I mean, you're up 2 tries, and you're free to play the rugby that you want without having to worry too much. And you can see it with a kick.
Chip and chase there. It looked like the 12 for Malta. Christopher Dudman was taken out, but the referee says play on. And Cyprus are on the attack here. Let's go.
Go boy, go boy!
Mighty Mouflon magic. This boy can step, honestly.
It's had such a good game so far. I mean, not a lot of balls that he has received, but he's managed to do something with every.
The big man, Billy Cosma, he's running with it. Let's go. Quick ball inside.
And that would be a lost ball.
Oh, and we're going back for the penalty. Malta thought they had the break. The number 10, Robert Holloway there. Offside. Penalty for offside there.
But what a game Robert Holloway has played this game today. I mean, he's been so impactful on the offense, and Malta's been very, very good with their backs anytime they've had the opportunity to play.
Yeah, Rob Holloway, 34 years of age, and still going strong here for Malta. And a big tackle there. Cyprus here, they go for the top and go on the penalty, and they're just going to look to go and run.
This is another interesting choice. I mean, you had the opportunity to go back on the pitch with a kick for a line out, but it's not really been working well so far from them, and it is somewhat worrying to see them choose the kick, the tap and go, as opposed to a line out.
Yeah, the ball out the back there, just as we were mentioning, Rob Holloway, and penalty to Malta.
This is just not what you would like to see, Barry, is it?
Is this the final nail in the coffin for the Mighty Mouflons? Malta with the tap and go, which is a strange tactic to go with, but another penalty for them. Let's see what the referee signals here.
And it seems like they just let them play.
Not 10 is what the referee signals. Apologies, Kyle, to cut you off.
I took a lot of offense to that, Barry. I don't think I'll commentate for the last 10 minutes of this game. I'll leave it up to you.
No. It's a two-man job. And Malta go to the corner here, line out on the 22. You know, is it curtains for the Mighty Mouflons? Have the Rams won the Battle of the Mediterranean Goats? Malta here with a couple of substitutes. Number 22, Mark Robertson, is coming on. And also, we have a substitute here for... It looks like the Cypriots are making some substitutes here.
It looks like it's the man of the hour, isn't it, Barry?
2 debutants, number 21, Thomas Buckland, and number 22, Devin van der Merwe.
Go, Devin!
Both of them boys are on the sideline. Looks like they're coming on the next break and play. Number 20 for Malta as well is coming on here. It's Carl Kasser. He's coming on. But let's see, who will these boys be replacing, you know?
And you mentioned, I mean, is it over for the Mighty Mouflons? I mean, with Devon coming out the pitch, I don't think that it's over. I mean, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities for the Cyprus, especially attacking-wise. I mean, such a versatile player. We mentioned before how he plays 9 and 10, and it just will get it done for you.
Yeah, really nice. And again, look, lovely line-out. The line-out is really working for Malta here. Hit them at the tail end, the 10, Rob Holloway, double tackle on him. Let's see what happens.
Some good defense from the Cyprus team here.
Yeah, Malta are building the phases, and I believe Mark Robertson came on, and Mark Robertson...
And that would be a knock-on and the opportunity for Devon to come out. Once again, I mean, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but huge shout-out for these 2 boys that are coming on and making their first international debut.
Yeah, here we go, substitution. The fans love it. Men want to be him, women want to be with him. It's Devin van der Merwe. Kelly, we spoke about him all game, and you know what a player he is.
I am just so excited. I mean, we mentioned the versatility and what he brings onto the pitch, and I'm sure that it's very exciting for the Cyprus national team to have such a player to come on. I mean, at such a pivotal stage and look to make an impact.
And number 21 as well, Thomas Buckland, coming on to make his debut. Looks like he's slotting in at outside centre. So shout out to that boy. Look. This is what international rugby is about. You hear the fans. We have some young boys making their debuts. You know, this is just great rugby for the island. But here we go. We have a scrum down to Malta. It looks like Devin van der Merwe. I don't see him. It looks like he's on the wing, is he?
I mean, we mentioned about it. I mean, he can play anywhere that you would like him. we mentioned the Crusaders in one of the local clubs here in Cyprus. He's played both for 9 and number 10 this season. Had a huge impact in the Sevens tournament that we played with the Crusaders, reaching their best ever score in the second place in the first one down in Paphos. And you really trust him anywhere on the pitch. I mean, I don't know if I would trust him at hooker, but anything other than that, I think it would be good to go.
I don't know, man. If you've seen his moves, I'd definitely trust him there. But yeah, again, it's sort of a changing of the guard here. The young lads coming in for Cyprus Rugby. No Big George today, but let's see how they can do now. We've 5 minutes left. Let's go. Some lovely feet there from number 13, I believe, Ben Yarrow. And it's a penalty to Cyprus. Quick tap and go. Let's see there. Back 10. You know, Cyprus want to play rugby. Running rugby is their forte.
And it is interesting. I mean, their kicking game hasn't worked very well, and neither has the lineouts. So it's good to see that they're adapting and just going to what's working out for them, which is just good physical rugby and just trying to make an impact through lines and just backs play.
Yeah, physical rugby, Carly. Nothing you'd know about. But here we go, the big man, Billy Cosma. He goes with it, and they're going to look to spread the play. Rob Holloway reads that very, very well and shoots up out of the line. But really, really good feet by the number 10, Dominic Ayorio.
And that's a stolen ball from Malta. And a great kick, but they will bring it back most likely.
No, so it's going to be a line out to Cyprus on the...
Classic commentating.
Hey, look, Carly, leave it to the professionals, mate. But they're gonna be a line out there. The clock is still going for a substitute here. Number 23 for Malta is coming on. Jean Shoshli is coming on, and he is replacing... If he turns around, I'll be able to tell you, folks at home, who he is replacing.
That is not important. I mean, it's a huge lineup now for that they need to get done. It would be massive to win it here, and we've seen them struggle with it. So hopefully they can bring this one home and build an attack off of it.
Nice line out. Carly, I've said it all day. Hit it to the 2-man, get the ball, and let's go from there. And that seems to have worked now for Cyprus.
You might have a future outside of commentating to help out these boys, Barry.
Hey, look. Those who can't play, coach. That's what I say. And nice lineup, but and it's a knock on by number 23, Jean Sholey. He's only been on the pitch, so now Cyprus have a good attacking platform.
I'm very disappointed with that, Barry.
Yeah. 78 minutes gone. Carla, we have to talk about the man of the match. Who was your European rugby man of the match?
There's been a few boys who have played just some beautiful rugby here. I mean, I'd have to give it to one of the Maltese, and I think Mark Davey, as the captain, he's brought these boys in so well together and put out such a good performance in terms of the defense that he's done that I would give my shot to him. What do you think? Yeah,
look, I'd have to agree with you there. Captain of the winning team. He's done a lot of the kind of the dirty work, you know. He's been hitting the breakdowns, hitting the rucks. A great scrum for Cyprus there. The new front row really seems to be making an impact. But yeah, you know, number 19 there, Owen Vassallo is doing really well. Yeah, and look, we just want to give a massive shout out to everyone at home who's tuned in to live stream this. You know, they're not only, you know, fueling myself and Carly's egos, but they're also building the sport of rugby here in Cyprus.
And not only the Cypriot boys. I mean, I would like to give a shout out to the Irish and the Italians that I'm sure are following this game. Huge shout out to you and thank you for watching. And this has been a blast. Not the game that we expected from Cyprus, but at the same time...
Devin van der Merwe, massive hit. That's what you get when you put the big dog on the wing.
And we talked about him the whole game. I mean, this is what you get with him. It's not just the offense, and for him to be playing in a position he's not comfortable with and still be able to make an impact. Just what a player.
Yeah, and again, Carly, like you were saying, shout out to everyone at home, you know, not only here in Cyprus, but everyone abroad too. And massive shout out to the sponsors. Again, we mentioned none of this would be possible without them. And if you want to get involved in rugby here in Cyprus, you know, look up the local clubs on Instagram. You know, you've Nicosia RFC, Paphos Tigers, you know, Larnaca Spartans, Limassol Crusaders. You know, just, you know, look it up. Look up Cyprus Rugby on Instagram. You know, or again, email marketing@cyprus/rugby.com for more information.
And it's beautiful. I mean, we see some of the local boys, as we mentioned before, like Devin, being able to play on the pitch from the Crusaders, and it's such a good sport being played here. Now we're going into the 80th minute. This will be probably the last play of action. I'm sure the Cyprus national team will be looking to put some points on the board. I mean, it would be great for their spirit because they put up a really good fight. I mean, they've been able to capitalize on some of the opportunities they had, and to just bring the score a little bit closer than it is now will be really worth the fight.
Yeah, look, scrum down, like you said, to Cyprus, just outside the Malta 22. Looks like it's going to be one of the last plays of the game. Let's see what Cyprus do here, you know. They just got a scrum penalty from the last one, so let's see what happens.
I'm sure they'll be looking to make an impact. I mean, we mentioned that some of the new boys are here, and they must be just pumping up with excitement to have something to remember and some video to show back home to the fans that came all the way here. And yeah, last bit of action, great game. I'm very happy to have been here and to commentate it.
Yeah, and penalty again to Cyprus Rugby. He goes for the quick tap. The referee says 9, and let's see what happens.
It would be interesting whether they'd like to go for line out or whether they'll play a quick tap and go. I mean, we mentioned the line out is not working, and it doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to keep the ball, you know, stuff it up the jumper, keep it in the bread basket. And big George Cosman. Would not like to see him running at me. Again, it looks like there was an offside there by Malta. The referee doesn't seem to see it. Again, very, very good officiating today by Paul Warman. Massive shout out to him. You know, the game wouldn't be possible with the referees, the officials, you know, all of the sponsors, the volunteers, and it's just, you know, it's an absolute credit to them. Penalty again to Cyprus. Is he going to reach into the pocket? The clock is now, time is off. The clock is stopped.
It doesn't seem to be the case. I think the referee will let it go. I mean, there's so little left in the game, and it'll be curious to see what Cyprus did. And they tried to tap and go and didn't make any ground. Would you feel comfortable, Barry, to go for one last line out and figure out it goes from there and hopefully set up a maul and push it all the way down to the try line?
Look, personally, Carla, you know, I think it hasn't been working out well for them in the line out. The clock is restarted now. We're actually past the 80 minutes. I think what they're doing now, look at that. That's a good 10 meters made by the big man there. Let's see, this is when you really just, you want your big players to step up. You know, it looks like the game has gotten away from them, but Cyprus Rugby, the Mighty Mouflons, are still fighting till the end, Carla.
And this is what you love to see. I mean, the game is over, but to see the passion and the aggressiveness that they're putting in to just bring something back home, not only for themselves, but also for the fans. It's just beautiful to see.
So penalty advantage here for Cyprus. They have a free play. Let's see what they do with it. You know, referee brings it back. It was offside by Malta. Tap and go by Cyprus. The number 9. Let's see, Alexander Pantechis. Let's see what he can do.
Pick and go for them.
Let's go. There's numbers blind here. Numbers out to the left. Can Cyprus see it? They're screaming for the ball. They go for another pick and go. Malta has seen the potential danger there and have filled in the blind side. A looping pass, number 2. And it looks like that was knocked on. Great tackle by the number. Oh, and there's some more handbags as the game finishes. There's no need for that, you know.
Tensions are running high, and it's only fair for them to have a look at this.
Yeah, lovely looping ball there by the number 10 by Cyprus, Christian Yayoru. Let's see, Paul Warman, he's going to his official on the sideline. No try is the call. Knock on. We're going back for the penalty, I believe.
So another chance for the Mouflons to put some points on the board. It's great to see the passion and the heart they're playing in. I mean, as we said, the game is over, but you can only see how much it means to them, the way that they keep fighting, also 4 minutes into the end of the half.
Yeah, like you said, Carla, like, they want to finish here on a strong note. This is the last game of the season for the Mouflons. A big George Cosma. Oof. That guy runs. It's like a semi-automatic truck running at you. And he gets over, does he?
Doesn't seem to be the case, and the number 9 will pick it back up, pick and go.
And
it's a try!
The Mighty Mouflons march on.
Mamma mia!
Bravo.
It's beautiful to
Bravo.
see. Bravo on them.
5 more points to Cyprus. Brings them up to 12 points in total, so it's 24-12 at the minute. There's a conversion to come. You know,
Shout out to them, man. I mean, to see the spirit, and it's only well deserved that they have these last points on the board. I think the scoreline was a little bit unfair to Cyprus. They really showed out in this game, and it's good for us to see a 14-24 score. It means
so
a lot more.
the additional conversion was successful. So 14 to Cyprus, 24 to Malta. Absolutely cracking game of rugby on it that we've just witnessed, guys. And look at that, the sportsmanship, you know, regardless of the pushing and shoving during the games, this is what rugby's all about. They shake hands and they go and have a beer after back in Paphos, I believe.
And I'm sure we're looking forward to joining them, Barry.
Yeah, of course, Carly. From myself and Carly here at the studio, guys, massive shout out to yous and all the best. Happy Easter and thanks very much.
Cannot add anything more to that.
And the game's over. Peace out. Defense to make the mistake. You know, you keep the ball in hand, and you know, again, they don't want to do that. But
Oi, what a kick!
You know,
was there advantage before, or was it straight out?
A great defense by Malta there. You know, I talked
That's
about
back inside.
Okay, Cyprus is still going here. Malta going to try and hold it up. Penalty.
Bring it down, another penalty to Cyprus. I mean, Maltese.
6 foot, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, eh?
And here goes Malta, a lot of pressure now, and the opportunity within the 5 meter to set up some faces and shot to attack, and it's a try for Malta.
Yeah, 5 points to Malta. You know, successful quick work ball, and
what a tackle! Somebody call a doctor.
Good night,
after their efforts and
ball's gone wide, Carly. Lovely chip.
And there he goes.
Steps
back inside.
Oh, with feet like that, he could be a
and
ballerina. Defense to make the mistake. You know, you keep the ball in hand, and you know, again, they don't want to do that. But
Oi, what a kick!
You know,
was there advantage before, or was it straight out?
A great defense by Malta there. You know, I talked
That's
about
back inside.
Okay, Cyprus is still going here. Malta going to try and hold it up. Penalty.
Bring it down, another penalty to Cyprus. I mean, Maltese.
6 foot, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, eh?
And here goes Malta, a lot of pressure now, and the opportunity within the 5 meter to set up some faces and shot to attack, and it's a try for Malta.
Yeah, 5 points to Malta. You know, successful quick work ball, and
what a tackle! Somebody call a doctor.
Good night,
after their efforts and
ball's gone wide, Carly. Lovely chip.
And there he goes.
Steps
back inside.
Oh, with feet like that, he could be a
and
ballerina.
The 5 meter line.
And he puts it down. Let's see. I said, let's get points.
What a hit! And there he goes! And that would be a try for Cyprus.
Oh, the Mighty Mouflons march on. They're like a bunch of Sherman tanks walking down
And
the
off
pitch.
they go, and that looks like it would be a
God.
try for Malta.
Pure power.
How excited do you get as a
Really
player?
big blindside, and they look to attack down it with the big man, the substitute. Oh, what a pick
Oh,
and go! Oh, what a pick!
Beautiful rugby out
What
there
a
being
try!
played.
That is 5 points to Malta, you know, and it is a conversion that's successful. So that's another 2 points. Potential danger there, and have filled in the blindside. A looping pass, number 2.
Mamma mia!
And it looks like that was knocked on. Great. And he gets over, does he?
Doesn't seem to be the case, and the number 9 will pick it back up, pick and go.
And
And it's a
The
try!
Mighty Mouflons